Hi, my name is Tiffany. I wanted to introduce myself. I was born with spiritual gifts and abilities, and I am able to communicate with plants and animals and spirit. I've seen angels and light beings, and yes, I've seen the dead. Um, Unfortunately, I was born into a family that was really abusive and toxic, so those beautiful spiritual gifts were suppressed until I hit my mid 40s, and a family crisis actually split me open, and my spiritual awakening began. It wasn't really even a spiritual awakening, it was more of a spiritual psychosis due to all the trauma I experienced. Which, as I understand, is not common for someone that's on a shaman's path or a mystic's path. This psychosis and spiritual trauma actually took me in my 40s. I was guided to work with a trained shaman and psychologist, and he was able to kind of help me identify my gifts and to integrate what I was seeing and feeling intuitively, and to kind of help me sort through that. And in our time that we worked together, he explained that had I been born in another culture, that my gifts would have been recognized very early by a spiritual mentor. And that mentor would have been assigned to me to help me integrate and to assimilate in a healthy way these gifts. Because, when you're 2, 3, 4 years old and you're seeing spirits, that's your normal, right? Like, you don't even have the language to explain what you're seeing. And so these mentors, I guess, in other cultures, work with you and help you integrate and step into a healthy union with your gifts. As it was, my family was highly toxic and abusive. And so I had to integrate, and, I had to suppress the spiritual gifts to survive all the physical assaults and trauma on the physical level, right? So when that spiritual explosion happened, and I really do call it an explosion, because it was like I was going along, everything was normal, and then all of a sudden I descended into, like, it's just a level of psychosis. I don't know how else to describe it. And I really had a tough time discerning between what was real and what wasn't. So my journey and work, over about 1.5 years, I worked with him, and he really gave me some practical tools and helped me to sort out what was real, what wasn't, and how to kind of close it down, because it was just too much. My central nervous system was overwhelmed by what I was seeing. Like, from a very early age, I had to exist with one foot in the spirit realm, right? Where I was seeing beings of light and love. I was seeing scary beings, not because I did anything wrong, but because the trauma that I was exposed to was attracting that kind of energetic interference. So I was navigating. I had one foot in the spiritual realm and one foot in this realm. And I'm just kind of putting this out there to see what kind of feedback I get, because I know I'm not alone. I know that speaking about the fears you live in because of spiritual interference, or feeling the spiritual realm with a veil being as thin as it is, it can be very scary to come out and talk about that. And I'll talk more about that in my future post, but that's kind of just my brief introduction. I'd love to connect with anybody. If you don't feel comfortable leaving it on my feed, you can certainly send me a message. I'd be happy to connect with you. But just know that you're not alone, you're not crazy, and it's okay to talk about it. And I look forward to connecting more with you soon. Thank you.